Welcome to Project Likkutei Torah. We're holding Daf Tzadik Aleph, a new Maimon, the third Eile Maasei. A lot of Chassidus Amatis Maasei. This is also the Maimon that Rebbe said a Maimon. We used it on this Maimon when they finished the Sefer Torah for Mashiach. So the Maimon Eile Maasei b'nei Yisrael. Yichtiv Moshe Smoitzoeihem lemaseihem ve'ele maseihem lemeitzoeihem. Stellt the Shaila, why first you say Moitzoeihem before maseihem, and then at the end of the pasuk you say ve'ele maseihem lemeitzoeihem. Ich darf verstehen, was ist der Pshat vayichtiv Moshe es meitzoeihem lemaseihem. He wrote the whole Torah. The Mizak the Gemara, the Midrash, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Eimeh, O Moshe Kosev. Darf verstehen, was ist der Inyan von den Maasei that they traveled. In the Midbar 42 times with the Oren. As Vahi bin Sei Oren and as Benuchei. The Oren was not made till in middle of the Maasei. When they got to Har Sinai, but the first Maasei, they went without an order. These 42 Maasei are against shame, mab, like in Ona Becheach Yidula Simincha, Tatir Tzruda. There is Membeis Oisius. Feel that the Sibe, what they were in the desert, 42 Nesias, is because of the hate of the Meraglim, aber der Eibishter doch Sibas Hasibois. So the Eibishter made that they should be there. What was the Kavone? Also for the Eibishter. Pi and Nigel sagt der Alte Rebbe der Tag. So they should find the Eitzores, the eitzes that are there. So this, if I stand at time up in Nigle, why did it take so many years for them to hide the eitzes? But im Leim holtu v'chazal zogen. It could have taken them a couple of years till they put all their gold and silver and hide it. You'd find it. Why after 40 years? I looked at his Mitzayin Medrash. It's not understood why 40 years. Oh, what's the reason they have to hide so long for 42 years? Lahachnia es hamidbar hagodol v'hanera, through the Membeis Maasei that they traveled. And they rested with the Oren 42 times a Shema. He subdued the Midbar. Darf verstehen, was ist Pshat subduing the Midbar? The Midbar is Shmomo, the Ein Dorbo, no one lives there. Who are you subduing? Sagt weiter. Midbar Hoamim is the Mokra Klippes. Und das ist der Le'ulmaze von Yerushalayim, was der Moker L'chol Elam Kule B'Gdusha. Because there Shara Shomayim, that from Yerushalayim is the Ashpa Milmaylo. That's why Yerushalayim, it's Be'emtza Yishuv, it's right smack in the middle, cross ring, that Elikus should penetrate from there for the entire world. Dr. weiter, Zelo Mazeo Salikim, Punkt, wie es ist da. This the Do Yerushalayim was the mocker from Dusha. Zel o mas zel selikim is the midbar, the mocker from alle klippes. And that's why it's Eretz Malecha Shalei Yasepri. Gemara Zok Big Dusha. They gave someone a golden foot. They were poor. And they told them that it's their foot from their table and they. So they told them, Big Dusha may have Yohavik. They give, they don't take it back. There was a nest, they took it back. Kedusha is about giving, about making fruit. Midbar is the ultimate of selfishness. It doesn't do anything for anybody else. Kedusha zok ben atom skula. Klip is zok ben have give me. What did you do for me lately? They're not mashpiyat. That's why the Gemara says that the dust of a midbar is possible for the mitzvah of Kisei Adam, because it doesn't make any vegetation. So midbar is the antithesis of Yerushalayim. It's selfishness. That's why nothing grows there. It doesn't give to anyone anything. It just takes. And Yidden went in the midbar for 42 years, for 42 nesiyos, 42 travelings, and they subdued the klippe. And Maasei similar bonim, that this helps a person to be machnia his guf, which is mashcha the chavya, the snakes of the skin of the snake. It's klippes, and the guf is heim boivin cholol to bechet masti. It's created from taiva, and since it's created from taiva, that's why you have to subdue it. What helped you subdue it? When the Yidden subdued it when they traveled in the desert. And in order, the guf should also want a likus, because their mokir was subdued, but without it, a person couldn't be victorious over his guf and nefesh habamis. You made the mocker weak, so the anofim are easier conquered through a person. On dosi derinyan from klal prat. I heard a very nice moshel for this from my very dear uncle saying he's unto stak Rabbi Naftali stool. There's a story with the Alter Rebbe when he was in jail. There was a young boy. His name was Nikolai. And the Alter Rebbe looked at him and he froze. Says the Tzemach Tzedek, Nikolai was the biggest Russia. He made the Cantonist and he took little Jewish children to the army for 25 years. They never saw them. The kids came, they didn't know how to read. They were tzahak, they beat them to become Christians. It's a horrible, horrible man, Nikolai. So the Tzemach Tzedek said, if not for my Zayda's look and freezing the kid and breaking a little of his klippe, we couldn't stand, it would be impossible for the Jewish people to survive Nikolai. Fascinating story. So this is the same thing here, that through the Yidden going there, they subdue the Seder of Klippa, makes our life easier. That's why they were in the desert for 42 years. Frag the Alter Rebbe based $1 million question. Why did Hashem make a Klippa? And then we should have to subdue it. Don't have the Klippa, don't subdue it, everyone's going to be happy. Doctor. From verstehen, was steht da Posting in Parshas Eike. Ato Yisrael mo Hashem lekecha shem mechakim liyiro zog Chazal al tikri ma elomeo broche. Was broche do seiderin von nechach. Baruch ato. Drei bestatt als beschaffen. Goveya mel goveya. It says, the Kadesh, the Neshamas continue going up in Shammai. And they say the Kedusha Kodesh Uboru Le'en Kates. Even though in the Sforim it only says 2 levels, and even on Tachten it says Mutar de L'Daine by Acher, it's better he should be punished than go to Gehenna. But there's much higher levels. There's infinite amount of levels. Of every yard side, the neshama goes up. Every davening, the neshama goes up. And Talmid Chachamim ein lahem menucha. Moshe Rabbeinu is going up for the past 3,700 years. Now Avraham Avinu. There's infinite levels. Like the Gemara says in Chagigi, even though there's tens of thousands of soldiers, that's Mispar Gdudecha. But how many brigades there, how many Gdudim there are is infinite. And all these levels come from one Mashava. And everything's Kilochoshi. Just like by a person, one Mashava is Kilochoshi. Kineged Keach HaMashava, that he could think Mashava and Keitzetachli. And Allah has come with the general Neshama. Zogen Baruch Atos und Nimshach. Zogt Atoy das Memale Kol Almi. No, Zok Mashe Kider Shonu. You're not talking directly. You're talking Beloshan is the save of Kol Almi. Just like the Machshov is bottled to Seichel. Because Machshov is a Levush HaNefesh. Seichel is Atzmis HaNefesh. The Bitul Machshova compared to Atzmis HaNefesh is greater. And you bring down a very high level of Rotzen Hoelien and higher than Rotzen to Teiro Mitzvahs. You bring down the Baal HaRotzoin and the Baal HaMachshov. And who does it? Keyach, that you didn't have to do it in mitzvahs. It's because they're in Maasei B'Peil. Safe Maasei Mashavet Chilo. That's why we say Tzchei Kosel Elikim. Afke Elikim makes the inif from Tzchei. Because your Elikim creates Yeshus. And you mevatel the Yesh, that's the Tzchei. Those of us Pshat Lev Yoson Zeyotzar to L'Sachik Day. Yoson is the Ischabus Yesh line, the Gashem of Bottle to Ruchnis. Is Yotzer to L'Sachik Betagris, the timing by the Mebish. Dozok men Alti Birches Hedid Kala. Peiros, was in the Pshat. We know that Peiros means it's different in the Poshet Pshat. That the Haloy from Gashmis, which are in the date Alti Kala. Weil durch Dafke durch der Bitla Yes wird Abrochem und Milo, das heißt Birches Hedget. Was ist die Yesod von alle Mitzvahs? Tzedakah, you give money that you worked on with all that Amachei Vorim. And you give it to a poor man and you make fin Yesh Ayim. The Riber sagen, Azal B'choma, Idecha B'choma, Moincha. Und bei ihm ist der Pirush Moidecha, meint Ava Blikvul. Achoin is shnem emes. Because the Avabli Gvul comes dafke from the Inyonim Gashmim dafke, Mamonch. State in the Chazal Tev, the Yetzer Tev, the Yetzer Horis is very good. You can say the Yetzer Horis is very good. How could it be the Yetzer Horis very good? So there, I didn't show me, even though it's a chilek coming malats mugbal. The Aves with Gvul Midon can't reach the level of Ma'odom Bli Gvul. Only Nefesh Habahamis. You have to fight your Nefesh Habahamis. And it is transformed from bitterness to sweet. Yemol Veta Ava Bli Gvul. Just how they create a dam. You have water, and you put rocks, and the water has to push the rocks. You create a dam. It's very strong. Dafke durch Bitla Yesh wird die Gile von in Sof. And this is the money B'chomei Dechot Tzedakah to name him goy that through giving Tzedakah elevate an Nefesh Habayis of B'chomei Dechot, and you change him, you transform this Nefesh Habayis. He should be the opposite from Midbar, which is have, give me. Or like it says, what have you done for me lately? That's all what matters. Das ist Tachlos HaYeshes. Gita Yidavek Tzedakah. Shine them in the neshama. He's not have. He's tain, give. Those is the primis apshat mo Hashem elekecho shoyel me'imoch peirosh mo bittul. Those will the Rebbe. You shouldn't say, I want this, I don't want this. Who's I? So sein bittul meisim atzmi kishirayim. He's on the state for smokum zayin. He's bottled to the Rebbe. In order to reach this level of bittul, to become from have to be bittul, that's a meya brachas. He said it was the leila, which is for the Sarusudal Sat, there should be bittul yes. And through these meya brachas, that level of ma, in a smeya with an aleph, which is to be mamshach stima, the kol stimi. In shtei takin zeyar Parshas Chayisora, the 100 brachas come from Maasei lo stima, the kol stimin, which aleph is Asia's pellet. That's why the Amshochet through Bittul Hayesh comes from Ma. Do Zokmin Eze or Sheite Am Abed Masha Neistem. The simple meaning is, who is a Sheite? He loses everything you give him. Zokmin Eze or Sheite Am Abed Ma. He loses the Ma. That's why he says Kol Gay, whoever's a Balgai, the opposite of Ma. Kol Gay is Sheite. Be an idiot to be a Balgai. Those are the pshat of the ganze Maasei mitzvahs is bittul hayesh. It's gilens of the Ramachei vorim, and then there's Talmud Torah keneget kulam. The Torah comes in your kishkis it's mozel and nefesh. The Rebbe sagen Chazal viter HaKadosh Baruch Hu avidas nicham migilei reishes v'tis domit. V'lei viter al bittul Torah. The Rebbe said, I'll forgive the Jews for the cardinal sins of idol worship and adultery and murder, but not bittul Torah. Vos the pshat vite, because the regular mitzvahs there ivorim achitzenim. So vite, you could live Rachman al-Tzlam without a hand. You'll be a malmo. But a bittul Torah is like the brain. If there's missing part of the brain, the slightest hole kills you. Basic hatera has to be with bittul. That's the pshat in Shema. After v'haftas Hashem elikecha b'chol v'afam b'chol nafshecha b'meidecha, steht v'dibarta bom, zayin Torah lishma, to connect to the Torah. And also lishma means not only to connect to Hashem, but lishma for the Torah, and ayid hota avitz in the meibishal and Torah is a mamshech yourself in Torah. Those eight pshat was Chazal say. Why was the Beis Hamikdash destroyed? They didn't make Birchas HaTorah. What means Birchas HaTorah? Bringing Ein Sof to Torah, which is learning Lishma. This is also the bracha before mitzvahs Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Ha'olam. First, you have Hamshocha in the Nefesh Adam, Havaya Elokeinu Shalom. Shebechol Avavcha, should be in the both cavities in your heart. The left cavity is full of blood, is Gvuris Umriris. 70 years, but you want physicality, and you want to have a good 401k to leave your children. Is this what you came down to Elam Hazeh? That's the Chol HaSmoli. You're full of, you're upset in what you're thinking about. Chol Olayimon is Moli Ruachaim Simchas HaNefesh through mitzvahs. Ismach Yisrael be'eso. This is by Beinani. And the same way is by tzaddikim, because tzaddikim don't have rasik, they don't have medhiris of the ra. But they have a pachad v'yirim Hashem adamei goynoi. They have a great pachad of the Eibishter fear. Oh, that's the left cavity. And there's a simcha v'avah tainugim. And then you have melech ho'elam, which is to come down, Elikusha come down, the Chitzeni Sheilome. So now we understand why the Neshama came down. Because Dafke through fighting with the Klipos, there's a maid in the Kaliyah. Because the Neshama, this is all of Machshava, it's Esis Machshava, but through coming down in the Guf, says the Tzemach Tzemach. And the Bital Yeshlein to Birchas Hedyet, you get the Mali Kol Almen Sevi Kalmen Bizvi Krieg the Bala Machshava. Nicht the Esis Machshava, the Bala Machshava. Of the Alter Rebbe, durch his Kafe, wie es hab. Also the time they should sham the Klipes, durch them. So okay, I made in the Kaliyah. Those Pshat Eile, Maasei b'nei Yisrael, Hayiten having a maid in the Kaliyah, Milmatalamai. And it says, Vayichtiv Meishes Meitzo Ehem Lemaseihem. What's Vayichtoi? So, Mishalach Kodesh Baruch Hu Emes. Because when you know something is, you know it's the Emes. And it's a Chosim. Just like a Chosim is nothing compared to the Etzem of the person, some letters. It's Asiyah Gashmis. So the whole Chochma is also Asiyah Gashmis for the Eberstein. Like it says, Kol Chochma so on the notes is the Shem. The Chochma is the Chosim, which is Asiyah Shel Hashem. But, Zamayla. When you sign a paper, you can never change it. Like we say in the Ilan Yom Kippur, and it won't change. So the Eidin Sof that's high in Chochma comes in Chochma. Also the Pshat Vayichtiv Meishe. Meishe wrote. Meishe brings the Eibishter down Lamata, Aaron brings the up Lamayla. He brings the Kala to the Chos. That's why Aaron picked up the Levim, and he brings up Klal Yisrael, like it says, Baleis Chosan Nedes. Elmul Pnei Amenedo. Meish has a different job. He brings up the Eibishter down to the Eden. He is the Shushvin, the Unterfir from the Eibishter. Just like a Melech doesn't go alone. Meish brings the Lakus in the words Vayichtiv Meish. Meish is from Chochma, Vishit Vayadesh Islay. So he brings down Kos of Yerot Chisom Shagos Baruch Emes. He brings it Lamata. So Yidden should have koyach to go back Lamata Lamai. Because without the Eibishter's help, they couldn't do it. So Meisha does it. Just like Birchas HaMitzvahs. Every time before you do a mitzvah, you make a brocha, which is Isarusa de Leila, so you should be able to have koyach to elevate the gashmis to continue doing the mitzvah with. Which Saltikri Moel Omeya durch the Meya broches vet Mao Bittel. Dos im Shat Vayichtiv Meishe es Meitzo Ehem Lemaseyem. He wrote and he gave them the koyach that they should be able to travel. Same thing now. We have the Amshocha through learning Torah as Ayid, learn Torah v'Torah. It helps him elevate the world. Zokman. In the Medrash Rabbi, in the Psyche from Parshas on the Pasuk ve'esi azovu ve'esterosi leishamor. Halavai esi azovu ve'esterosi shamor. Because the moed in termazil lemuto, that's the unterfir for Klal Yisrael. Zayid learned this gives him kayach to be bittul and to elevate the world. First, Moshe says, "Vayichtiv meitzoeihem limaseihem." He brought meitzoeihem. Meitzoeihem means their source. Higher than machshova. He brought from meitzoeihem a koyach limaseihem. They should be able to go bamat, and their source is very high in bala machshova and bala rotz. Ozok al pi Hashem. Adaliyah is al pi Hashem higher than pi Hashem, which is Mamali Kolal. Pi Hashem is called Mamali Kolal because we're Ruach Piv. Kol Tzavom. Zok ben al pi Hashem as ayid hotar aliyah hechet. Is vayichtiv Moshe meitzoehem lemaseihem. He wrote. He was mamshich the sheidish from Moker Anishome to give them keyach lemaseihem. Then the pasuk says ve'ele maseihem lemeitzoehem. These are the travels, the way he travels back to Sheidish Anishome. That's why the opposites. There's vayichtiv Moshe. Moshe brought down meitzoehem lemaseihem. And then there's ve'ele maseihem lemeitzoehem, how he travels back to. The Maimer, the Rebbe said, you sit on this Maimer. Rebbe spoke about the Friedrich Rebbe writing the Sefer Torah Shel Moshiach. He's writing the Torah as a inyan from vayichtiv Moshe meitzoehem lemaseihem, giving them keyach to fight the last battles of Golos. Yasher Koyach. Yasher.